Here are 6 insane things Elementor Atomic Editor V4 can do that were either impossible or painfully complicated in V3. Most people are still building around limitations instead of using the new system, copying and pasting styles, creating beautiful layouts, but paying for it in markup, complaining about Elementor, without trying the new editor. So here are 6 cool new features that completely upgrade how you build. Subscribe for Elementor tutorials. Let's dive in. Alright, for the first one, let's have a look at the new widgets, which are called atomic elements now. Here, the ones with the cute little atomic icon here. Let's say we want to add a call to action. In the old version, you probably used the CTA widget for that. If not, you started stacking containers inside containers. The more unique your design got, the more your page paid for it. But that was the old editor, because in the new editor, we don't rely on bulky CTA widgets anymore, and we don't have to fear building our own components. The new atomic elements are single div based. Cleaner structure, less code, better performance. Elementor rebuilt them from scratch. Now they're ready for us to drag, drop, and stack without limits. Because let's be honest, we're no-code designers. We build visually, we experiment, we move things around. And now we can do that without secretly inflating the DOM every time. For the second one, let's have a look at the new style tabs. I put them side by side for comparison. This is the heading widget. This is the old version 3, and here's the new version 4 look. This is an old widget, and this is a new atomic element. With the new elements, styling options are the same for every widget. No searching for styling options anymore because it's the same for every widget now. Because remember the stress with the old widgets where we had to switch between style and advanced depending on the widget? It was kind of annoying to sort through, but with the atomic elements, it's a much more seamless way to go through the style tabs. For example, when I add a new atomic button element, or any other of the new elements, the style tabs are always the same, no matter which element I choose. Layout, spacing, size, position, typography, background, border, all in the same menu now. No more switching between style and advanced to find the background or border radius tab. Even custom CSS and effects are now under the Style tabs. Then the third tab is New, Interactions. That's for animations. So everything that was called motion effects in the old V3 version moved here. I will get into that in a separate video. Now we can switch between the Style tabs incredibly quickly. This is a much more easy way. And that's feature number 2. The third feature is an absolute game changer, because instead of global colors, we can use variables now. And to style a whole element, we don't have to copy and paste styles anymore. We can use CSS classes now. Now the big question, does this mean we suddenly have to start coding? No, we're still no coders. But we finally get to think like designers who understand systems. Elementor gives us the structure, without taking away the drag and drop freedom. And that's exactly why we love it. So here's what we can do now. Drag in a new button element. Click the Style tab, define a typography, set the font size, set the font color, define a background color, set a border width, as well as the border color, define the border type, and add a border radius. Now you can see that everywhere where we made some changes, there is this pink dot here. That means that the styles are local. And now, the important part. To turn it into a CSS class, we can go up here, click on those 3 dots on the local class, and click Convert to Global Class. Then type a name and hit enter.
Hooray!
And that's how easy it is to create new classes. And if you paid attention, you notice that the pink dots turned into turquoise dots. That means that our styles are applied to a global class now. This is really useful for fast workflows, but that's not it. There is more. Because as part of the CSS class, we also have variables. Let's go back to the typography color. We need them not only here, but also for the background color. So instead of typing the hex code separately, we can now create a color variable. Just by clicking on this icon here, then open the Variables Manager and type in a color name. The variable will then automatically be part of the CSS class. Now watch this. Add a new button, apply the class. And that's it. No more copy-paste styling. No more being stuck with one global button style. But now we're building on a real foundation. And that's the third feature you need to try. So, time to wake up. Because with the fourth feature, we can create real, reusable components. Let's say I've built my custom call to action section already. Here, put a bunch of divs inside a flexbox, threw some headings, a paragraph, and a button in there. Nothing special so far. I could just right-click and copy-paste this section, like we always did in version 3. The thing is, with this section, I want to actually make it reusable. The layout and design is done. Now I want to duplicate it and then only change the content, like a real global component. We couldn't do this before with the V3 editor. If we saved a button globally, the whole button was saved, not only the design. Because we couldn't change the content, meaning the link of the button, it was honestly kind of useless this way. But now, think of atomic components like the old global styles, but it's actually a real layout component, so we can actually use it now, and it's actually benefiting our workflow. It's a real time saver this time. So to create a new component, just right-click on the flexbox or div block, click on Create Component, type in a name, and hit Create. Then you can add properties for all the fields you want to make changes later. Just click on this funny new plus icon here, type a name, and add the properties. Okay, so let's say you want to be able to both change the button's text as well as the button's link manually. Just add 2 properties then. So here's what we can adjust then on every component, individually, without touching the design. Title, subheading, text snippet, primary button, and secondary button. Okay, let's say you created a bunch of sections, but instead of saving them as atomic components, you just copy and pasted them. But now you want to make design changes. You have to stop doing all the changes manually on multiple pages. Instead, use the new atomic components, because then you can just click on one of them, apply your design changes once, and have them updated on all the other components too, globally. And that's feature number 4. The next one is for everyone that works with real clients in the real world, because the minute we hand over a finished Elementor website to our clients, we're busy cleaning up after them, right? But what if I told you that by giving your client only editor status, clients can't break our design anymore, but are still able to update their content? For this last example, let's use another new atomic component as well. Because what happened is that the tabs went from this to this. Let me show you. This is the old tabs widget in the version 3 editor. We have our tab titles here, tab 1, tab 2, tab 3. Then what we could do was style the tab heading and align it, but that was pretty much it. We couldn't simply add a picture or something like that. Now look at the new atomic tabs element in the version 4 editor. The tabs itself behave like nested containers, as Elementor called this a few years ago. So let's say we want to add an icon to the title, like this, or add a paragraph. No problem anymore. We can style each tab individually, just the same way we already could build nested layouts in the tab's content area already. The whole tab element behaves as a flexbox now. So let's compare the widgets real quick. In the old version, if we wanted to define the layout, for example, set the tabs to the right side, we had to do this here in the Content tab by clicking the Direction and Justify buttons. The new atomic element, on the other hand, and if you watch this video closely, you probably already know, in the first General tab, there will be only content. So instead of mixing layout and content in one tab, it's organized now. So let's say we want to set the tabs to the right side. Grab the whole tabs element, open the Style tab, and then under Layout, click on Reversed Row. Then to align the tab elements vertical, grab the tabs menu and define the direction to column. Just as simple as that. And the best part, we can also assign CSS classes to the tabs, even for each tab individually. So we can basically recreate layouts like this now without using third-party plugins. Super fast. And I can bet a lot of you haven't had a play with the new atomic tabs yet. Thanks for watching. Hear you in the next one.